Hi, I'm Brad Berger and welcome back to the Ideal Life Advice channel. Today we're going to talk about the fifth big risk in our series, The 6 Big Risks. And the fifth big risk is legal entanglements. So let's talk a little bit about that. One of the things that we want to make sure that we're not doing is leaving our loved ones behind with an absolute mess. Now we divide legal entanglements into a couple of different categories. We like to refer to them as the above the grass planning and the below the grass planning. So let's talk a little bit about above the grass planning. Above the grass planning can be things that are simple as titling of property. It can be how businesses are structured, the entities that you choose, whether they're LLCs or corporations, and then within that is it a C Corp or an S Corp. But most importantly, what we're really talking about for most individuals is, do you have the foundational legal documents necessary to make sure that your wishes, if you're unavailable or unable to carry out those specific instructions, are going to be carried out by those who are in a proxy position for you. We oftentimes refer to these as powers of attorneys, where we're giving specific powers, either general or limited, to individuals in a variety of different subjects. That might be financial, it might be health related. And we want to make sure that we're always combining those to ensure that the best qualified individuals are handling those affairs on our behalf. So what are some of the situations in which you might find yourself either unavailable or unable to make those particular situations? Let's say you're overseas on a wonderful live your ideal life vacation and you need somebody to handle some paperwork for you while you're gone. That may be a situation where you can have a power of attorney step in and sign some documentation for you. God forbid you're in a situation where you're unconscious, in a coma, or unable to make those sorts of direction due to a diminished capacity. That would be dementia or the inability to make those sorts of decisions on your behalf. You want to make sure that there are people who can carry on those wishes for you. So these are things that are typically handled by powers of attorney. Also, you might also have something called a health care directive. These are the sorts of things that provide information as to how you want to handle your medical demeanor and your medical outcomes while you're unable to make those sorts of decisions. These might include end-of-life decisions or issues with regard to do not resuscitate, hydration, feeding, etc. if you're at the end of life. So those are above the grass planning sorts of issues. Below the grass planning issues, most common one that we talk about is a will. You know, one of the things that I like to share with everybody is you have a will. And that will is either the one that you carefully crafted and put together, or it's the government plan. The thing that I always like to say is, I'm pretty sure you are going to be in a much better position to craft a more meaningful and better plan than the one that the government defaults for you. So we want to make sure we're taking care of that. So in addition to a will, wills can include testamentary trusts, or they could have separate trusts or other sophisticated legal instruments to help handle your affairs after you're gone. So we want to make sure we're taking care of those sorts of things, and that's the fifth big risk, legal entanglements. We want to make sure we're avoiding them. If you'd like to learn more about legal entanglements, the fifth big risk, and not only how they impact you, but how they should be incorporated into an overall financial plan, I discuss that in greater detail in my book, Stop Trying to Keep Up with the Joneses, They're Broke Anyway, available from many fine online retailers, including Amazon.com. So I want to thank you again for joining us on the Ideal Life Advice channel. If you like the content, be sure to give us a thumbs up. You can also subscribe to our channel so that every Wednesday you receive new content. And always remember, strive to be living your ideal life.